The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first webinar of the year for us for the Advice Cloud Action Plan for 2025 webinar. Grateful to be here, lovely to see you here and hear you all. I'm Chris Farthing, I'm the founder and CEO of Advice Cloud. Just to talk you through what we're going to be doing today. So there'll be a quick round of introductions. We'll talk about why 2025 is an important year. Major frameworks opening in 2025, action planning, why it's important, a bit about how we can help, and have time for some questions. Housekeeping wise, this is being recorded, and the slides, the recording, and any questions that you ask, please put those in the questions box, not the chat box if possible. We will get to and answer as quickly and as best we can. The challenge we have today is that we had set this as a half-an-hour webinar. On reflection, we realised we should have made this a bit longer. For the simple fact we've got an awful lot to cover. So if we go over or it starts looking like we do, please put, and you have to get off, that's no problem. You'll have the recording anyway. But please put any questions you got in the question box and we'll do our best to get to them. I will try and keep to time. But honestly, there is so much to go through today that it's, I would be rushing too much. All right. So anyway, let's crack on. So quick introduction to those who don't know us. I think we've got about 200 or so people signed up for today. So that's a great start to the year for us. So who are Advice Cloud? We're a procurement consultancy and we consider ourselves GovTech viability mentors. Rather than being a bid and frameworks organisation, we have a tendency to stick with our clients using our procurement knowledge because we work with buyers and suppliers to help them and mentor them through the whole life cycle. Rather than just saying, here's a framework, get on it. We do a lot of other stuff as well. Working very, very close and symbiotically with our clients. Okay. We are framework specialists, however. 50% of our business is getting people onto frameworks. And, we have a tremendous track record for getting people onto these, which I'll talk about in a bit. So why 2025? Why is it an important year for technology suppliers? Okay. Well, we were calling the end of 2024 Framework Mageddon, and this really does translate over to 2025, okay, with a delay in the Procurement Act from October now to the end of this month, and it looks like it's finally going to land, actually. We've all been a bit nervous about it, but there's been not too much stress in the marketplace so far about it landing, so it's all looking good for it to land now. A lot of things have been pushed back. A lot of frameworks, a lot of work with the new government coming in as well. It's been quite a stressful year. So there are a huge number of different types of frameworks and different providers coming in this year. We're going to cover the top ones that we will be working on. It doesn't mean we don't work on Post Office or Anglian Water or whomever else coming up. But those are quite limited pieces of work, which is stuff that a lot of people can earn money out of, I suppose. It's value to them and has value to them. Okay, so a lot of this means there's lots of changes to processes, how frameworks are applying, what's going on. If you're not aware of the changes, I'm doing a webinar next week with Tech UK on the future of frameworks and also the future of winning work. So look out for those links. We'll try and put them in afterwards. There was a huge amount of frustration last year as well, with everything being delayed and contract getting extended and seeming like, new entrants to the market or people that couldn't get back into the market were being hampered. So it did highlight the need to stay flexible and have different routes to market available. All right. There are a lot of frameworks that have been delayed that are going to be coming on, especially in the first half of the year. Some are in plan, which means there's going to be quite a bit of overlap for them. So if you're a smaller firm or don't have the bidding capability or capacity, it's going to be quite a tough year for you for constantly seeming ones to get on, because typically the one you don't get on with the one where you see the work going through. It's just the way it is. All right. So on to the main event. So what frameworks are we seeing coming and opening in 2025? So the first one is Technology Services 4, proving to be a really, really marquee gold standard, lots and lots of business going through it framework. Traditionally was for IT services in the old school GSI, professional IT managed services style. But has really expanded out, certainly into major products coming to market through it. That's government products and lots and lots of application development. Lot 5 as now, which was in fact Lot 4, I think, last time, has been the most busiest, which is the application and data management services. Not to say that the others aren't busy as well, but this one is going to be coming out in a month's time. In fact, pretty much, just over a month's time now, on the 7th of March. We'll be going live in January 2026. It covers everything from technology strategy to service design, support, manage IT systems, and then the big lot 6 of major transformation programs. It's going to be run under the new regulations. It's probably going to be the first one launched under the new regs as an open framework, which means it will have up to 8 years in length with 2 applications. So if you fail on this application, or you're not big enough, you can't do it, or you want to migrate from one of the lots, as you can see, the lot structure there on the right hand side, as it's facing me anyway, is lot. They have A lots, which are for lower value and complexity, basically up to 3 million. So if you've grown and you want to get onto those, you'll have an opportunity to then move up into the big person's lot, shall we say? 16 billion value over the 8 years, 2 billion. I think that's quite undervalued. So we may need to see they rerun that, or they can gain extensions. The new regulations are very flexible in extending these things out, extending the value. Okay. And according to Tussle, our good friends Tussle, just under £6 billion worth of call-offs identified through TS3 so far. You can see the structure there. I'm not going to walk that through with you. Bear in mind that this was supposed to open at the end of October, and we had been actively building up. A lot of our clients from tech services too wanted to renew through us. We are pretty much at 90% capacity for our support on this framework. I would say by this time next week, we are likely to be full. If you are considering applying for this framework and you want to have a guaranteed risk-free service, give us a shout, and we'll see if we've got space for you on this. Transport technology is up next. Quite a niche one, but there's niche in the fact that it's to do with transport. But if you look on the scale and scope of it on the right hand side there, it's actually, there's huge things there, ranging from digital signage to electrical vehicle charging infrastructure, traffic management technologies. There's going to be stuff around parking. There's going to be some specialist stuff around flow management and all sorts of things. It's a really exciting framework, and the team that are running it actually I'm really enjoying the market engagements with them as well. They've got another one coming up soon. It's due to open in April 2025. We'll go live in October, so this will probably, under the new regs, will be the first one that goes live. So it will be interesting to see how things then will work from them on the call-off type style work. So it's got a reasonable expended value on there. I mean, a lot of transport stuff does go through either TPAS, the technology products one, or through G Cloud. It was known as Transport Technology and Associated Services, now just called Transport Technology. For this one, we're actually we've got quite reasonable availability for this. So, but if you're one of the specialists that think they can do stuff here, or is looking to break into transport and has the ability to deliver some of these services, get in touch again. So there's a little call to action at the bottom there. So next is the biggest, the sister framework to G Cloud as was. It's now the digital outcomes and specialists. It was split from outcomes and specialists after round 5 of that, and then in round 6 was digital outcomes 6. And then onto digital specialists and programs. CCS have decided to bring them both back together again. We've got a huge amount of interest in this. In fact, we're over capacity on this one. We only got waitlist spaces, especially for lot 2 digital capability and delivery partner. We think this one likely to open around the end of, by the way, tech services 4 applications will close at the beginning of May. Just after the bank holiday. Be careful of that though, because if you're delaying your application period on that, you've got the Easter holidays. All right, so team availability is going to be tough for any of you have families and children to take care of. So this one we're expecting to a small overlap with TTAS and also with tech services. It's expected to go live again at the end of this year, so probably the second one. They've got to work out the new buying journey on this one, though. There's a lot of work. There's still market engagement still to come. There's one in March about how to bid. So them doing that in March, you can expect them quite shortly after they'll be looking to go to market. Okay. This one being a 4-year framework, again, opening for applications after year 2. We'll see how far it goes after that. But again, it's a very, very busy framework. It's got 1.4 billion through it in 2024 alone, but remains to be seen because of the problems they had by using Jagger as the tendering system, getting away from digital marketplace, has made it very, very unusable, because Jagger really is not the most user friendly tendering system. Of anyone who's tried to use it and tried to find opportunities and that on their customer what's the word, user journey isn't brilliant, to say the least. So buyers have been moving very much away from that, because it's such a horrible piece of thing to use. So there's the lot structure there. You've got outcomes, lot 1, capability and delivery, which is the digital specialist and programs. The programs part of digital specialist and programs being put in. Lot 3 is digital specialist back. And lot 4 is the user research studios and participants. They've combined that because there's no point having 2 separate lots, to be honest. There's so few suppliers on there and very little business goes through that. All right, as I said, only waitlist spaces for support on DOS7, but get in touch if you're looking for support on this, because we may be able to direct you someone that can help. Next is one of the NHS Shared Business Services, Intelligent Automation 2. This is the second round of this. So it was due to be open applications early 2025 and go live in November 2025. NHS SBS don't have the best record of coming to market on time. Is probably the kindest thing I can say about that. They definitely have large, long delays on getting their act together and getting things out to market. So there's likely to be extend the current iteration, but we'll wait for updates on that. But if you're interested, let us know, and we will be able to keep you posted on that. So if you need a bit more information on it as well, you can see the lotting down the side. We'll talk about it in a second. There is another AI-based framework, which obviously is where a lot of focus is going to be. Thanks to Peter, our local MP, Peter Carl, and DSIT, the Department for Science, Information Technology, or Innovation and Technology. Anyway, DSIT they're called. Getting hold of taking GDS, CDDO, and the Institute for AI all into one place. So there's going to be a lot of competition amongst the framework providers to actually get ahead of the market on that. So this may actually end up getting subsumed into another framework, which we'll talk about in a bit. I don't know too much about records information, to be honest. Digital Solutions, as I say, Services 2. Apparently in June 2025 it will come out. It's quite a specialist area. I remember this. Records information management was the storage of paper-based records. I'm assuming when I was in local government, this was quite busy for us. There's still need for this, but with the move to digital and digital scanning and things like that, I think this is kind of like where it's all about there. So strongly shredding, disposal services, support for NHS clinic preparation and transition to digital services. So there we go. It's not going to be but we'll follow the Procurement Act. So an open framework again. And as you can see, the sides down there. So we do have some space to work on this because of the timing it's due to come out. But it's going to be quite the specialist one. So if you're looking to qualify in or out, give us a shout and we'll help you with that. G-Cloud 15. So the 20 thought it was safe to go back in the water, thinking, G-Cloud 14's only just gone live a couple of months ago. Well, here comes G-Cloud 15. And this is a complete revamp of the framework. Okay. CCS have stated that the current framework is unwieldy. There's too many suppliers selling the same thing. It's difficult for buyers to find what they need. There's 50,000 services from 4,000 suppliers on there. And only 1,500 of those suppliers are actually selling anything. So there's a huge revamp of that's going on at the moment. There's lots of market engagement coming in. There's lots more hoops to jump through. So we say you will need to qualify. It's going to be competitive to apply for, according to Crown Commercial as of the last market engagements. Okay, they may change their mind. It is still, without doubt, the most popular framework to put business through. This under the new regulations, all of the digital specialists and programs, digital outcomes specialists, tech services will all have direct award facilities. They can run how the competitions they want, which again, I'll talk about that in my talk at Tech UK next week about how bidding and call-off contracts and things like that will be working. So lot 4 is likely to disappear off because of the work being able to compete within G Cloud now. Whereas before it was a catalog call off, that's all you could do. Whereas now there's the ability to compete, and they're probably going to be bringing that in, a call off mechanism under new regulations. It's probably one of the biggest advantages of the new regs for G Cloud. There are going to be some sublots in place. So there's going to be different types of application people. So there's going to be a really big focus on only having the OEM, as they call it, or the ISV, the software vendor only, rather than people reselling, which is going to make anyone Salesforce, we won't be able to buy through this at all because people just selling Office 365. There's going to be a huge push back. A nice bit of gravy train, I suppose, for the bigger resellers that sit on technology products, especially for lot 2 for lot 2 for the software, I think, who just sit there and take 3 or 5% for not really doing an awful lot. So got to keep their share price up, haven't we? Really, small vendors. But there we are. This is the world we're working in now, and there is going to be in cloud support services again, exclusive inclusion of managed service providers as well. So there'll be some crossover again from tech services and G Cloud in this, but this is only a proposed lot structure at the moment, and we normally would be able to take people through it at any time and start prepping them, but we've decided to say that as of April, when we think we'll have a much better idea of what people will be requiring, what CCS will be requiring for applicants on this, is when we'll take you through. Okay, we'll start taking people on. So again, if you're interested in G Cloud, get in touch. We can register you on our CRM and then contact you when it's nearer the time to help discuss what we need to do for onboarding. All right. This is quite an exciting new one, and it was launched, I think, a couple of weeks ago. We've talked about it. The NHS SBS Health Shared Business Services, again, Healthcare AI. They put the stake in the ground on the 22nd of August for applications. So some of you, not in Scotland, because you're usually back halfway through August from school holidays, but certainly anyone based in England, Wales and Ireland will be going, oh God, there goes the summer holiday. Well, not quite. It's like the week the kids go back to school, I think, for some of us anyway. So we don't know when the go live is going to be, and it says it's for AA solutions specific to healthcare needs. So you can see the lot structure there, and you've got a lot of clinical, less medical. There's some R&D, there's some operational efficiency stuff. So standard, normal AI type operational services. With the intelligent agents, things like that, actually helping do the work. A lot of workflow stuff, and then specialist support, which will be for the consultants amongst us. Okay. Again, definitely have availability support with this one in August, and get in touch about that if you need to. Cloud Solutions 3, the NHS SBS's version again. Don't know if this is actually going to be going ahead. I think they're probably going to extend this out a little bit, but there's the current iteration apparently ends in April 2026. I've not heard any market engagement on this at all, so I've got a feeling that we might well see this one shift, especially given the workload that SBS are saying they've got already, and as I said, knowing their history of not delivering to their planned timescales. So what's missing? There are a number of things that you may be surprised we're not talking about. Cloud Compute 3, for example, is scheduled for February 26 on the pipeline from CCS. But we have had them state that because of the way that G Cloud 15 is structured, they won't be needing it. Okay, and under the new procurement regulations, they shouldn't be needing it either, because there is a hyperscale lot under lot 1, and there will be place for consultants there. Really, and the point of Cloud Compute 3 was it was supposed to be allowing different sort of lengths of contracts, being able to bring in different sort of sets of terms, a bit like within G Cloud lot 4, but that was for the delivery. Now this is going to be Cloud Compute 3. It really doesn't need to be there with the proposed changes and under the new regulations. This is why it's quite important to understand how the new regs work in terms of how call-offs work, because all of that works then as how the frameworks will work. Big data analytics. This has been removed from the pipeline now, and we were expecting it towards the end of the year. I think they may be weighing up options. It's not been that successful a framework, unless your name's Capgemini or Accenture. There's quite a lot of money's gone through that, but they've been limited to pretty much HMRC's existing supply base. I think this big data analytics expected to close August 2026. Let's wait and see on that one. No one's really started engagement about that yet, so we'll wait and see. Now, this one was quite an interesting one, caused quite a lot of buzz in the marketplace when it came out. The Yorkshire Purchasing Organisation, which is another professional buying organisation, as they're known, similar to CCS and to NHS SBS. They tend to focus on the local government market, though they have started to branch out with different stuff. They had announced that they were researching through the market that we're calling Alpha G Cloud. Now, a lot of people, we've heard a lot of organizations that have been saying this is suitable for G Cloud suppliers. It's actually like they were trying to put together a framework. It's almost a framework within a framework. So if you think about people like AWS Marketplace, Azure Marketplace, Salesforce, IBM, Oracle, they all have marketplaces where their own accredited suppliers and partners put offers up, and then buyers can go and buy those, but buying it through Oracle or through AWS. Okay. Now, this is initially what it was supposed to be for. So unless you had a well and credible marketplace offering, then it wasn't for you. So anyone who's telling you that it was for you may not really have understood the market. However, we try to retain good relations with all of the PBOs. Having got in touch with YPO to ask them what's going on, it's paused at the moment because of the delays to the procurement regs and also feedback they've got from the market, and they're not sure when it's going to come back to market, if at all. And finally, breaking news as of today. We've had lots of people asking what's happening with Network Services 3 and then Network Services 4. It's only been going for 2 years. In line with every single other iteration of network services, we expected it to be extended and had told people. As of today, it has been extended 2 years. So likely to see the ITT in late 2026. So quite a long time away before seeing that come to market. All right. So that's the stuff that we've got missing on there. There is also proposed DSIT AI framework to come out. That's not to be confused with the AI way of doing things framework, but that at the moment is still in a moot because they've got to sort out how commercial is going to work. I mean, anyone who's seen the NAO reports talking about the disconnect in Cabinet Office between policy and delivery, we're going to see it even more now between Cabinet Office and DSIT around this. Okay, so the commercial side, which Crown Commercial and Government Commercial Office sit in Cabinet Office. Then you've got DSIT are creating their own digital commercial function because of the NA report saying how badly digital procurement is run. It's one of the reasons why people like us exist, to be honest. So watch this space, but expect that to come out, and it could be quite. I think the feelings are running quite high for that one, because the simple fact is it might well be not the revamp of bringing in original groundbreaking framework approaches like G Cloud and DOS when they were in GDS, because that's where they originated from. But something has to give, I think. So you can't keep doing the same stuff over and over again. And to be honest, while we get on with CCS, they have got 50% of the government market, according to the NA report, so they could do a bit of competition in there as well. Okay, so that's that. Here's a lovely graphic for you there. You can print off and decide what you want to go for and keep up there. It's always quite useful to have, I think these are. So that's that. So I'm able to assist today as always, by our marketing lead, Danny. Danny, do you want to come up and do our first poll? So thank you very much. Which frameworks are you looking to apply for? Please select one or more of the following. Okay, we're at 70% of the vote now. If we complete it, obviously remember any Advice Cloud people on the list, please don't be voting. Nearly up to 80%. Once we get towards that, then that's when we'll close it down. Give it another 10 or 15 seconds or so. Okay, I think we're there, Danny. That will be doing fine. So if you could publish the result for that, please, that'd be fantastic. Let everyone know who's doing what. Well, it's a fantastic result there for G-Cloud 15, top of the leaderboard with 85%, closely followed by TS4, then DOS 7, NHS SBS frameworks, and the 10% if you're unsure. So yeah, put something in the chat if you're interested in other things, or let us know, and we can help you out with those. So if we could close that one down, we will then crack on. Thanks, Danny. Okay. So why action plan? Why is getting ready important as soon as possible important? What do you need to know? Why do you need to know about this? So a lot of these frameworks are very closely put together. Okay, so you may not realize quite the timeline of what everything's going to be. So it can help you with your resourcing and planning in time to actually say, you know what, which ones of these are we really going to go for and make money out of, especially for SMEs. Okay, most of the people know that our work is aimed at SMEs. We do work with the biggest names in the business. We can't avoid them. We do have excuse me for swearing, we do have a no arseholes policy, and this year seems to be growing. So if anyone wants to find out who's on that list, give us a shout. We're happy to share it, because there are definitely companies whose behaviour has deteriorated massively, especially around payments for suppliers and the way that they treat them, especially SMEs. So we have a who to avoid list, shall we say. So you'll need to carefully manage your teams and demands. Everything's going to be following the Procurement Act, so there's a whole load of stuff to learn. Luckily, with the way that the frameworks are landing, most of the call-offs won't start until around October, November time when the frameworks start going live. So there is plenty of time to learn how these things work. But of course, you have to get on them in the first place. All right. There's a lot of change coming in with frameworks. The G Cloud lot, it's not a case of just carrying things over from last year. All right. There is work to be done, and there will still be a need to get your catalog stuff and make sure your Bible on that you've got everything right. I mean, some of the listings we see on G Cloud are impossible to use. As buyers, you can't use them. All right. So as you said, getting listed is just a start. Winning business frameworks is important. So it does require your sales and marketing strategy. So, one of the things that our clients say to us is, they have certainty on their framework plan by using us because they know what we do and how we do it, and they're going to be guaranteed to get on. So they can plan these things. It's very, very rarely that it doesn't work out. Certainly it's not our fault if it doesn't. Okay. But the times when it hasn't worked out, I should say, is not due to a fault of ours. All right. But we do really stick us in. We offer a risk-free service here. All right. So we do our best to get you through. So do you have all your members of your teams prepared and waiting for this date? Are you managing your capacity? Definitely. Hopefully this will help you do that. So what to do now? So again, there's 10 supplier engagement events. If you're not sure and then want to make sure what your requirements are, get to grips with what the frameworks are asking for now that the Procurement is coming into play. Look at your spend data. We've got 2 great visualizations for G-Cloud and DOS. Who's buying and selling, so where your competitors are is a very good thing, or where your buyers are buying from, you could say actually. Try and qualify as early as possible. Do not wait till last minute and find out you're not in a position to apply, or put a load of effort in and then realize you're going to fail on something. Find out if you qualify. Helping you manage your time and capacity carefully. If you're going to struggle, can you bring outside support? Do you have the budget for that? If not, think about getting the budget in there as well. This is going to be really important this year because there's a lot of throttling going on using ISOs, the economic and economic financial standing, the EFS stuff, or FVRA, financial viability, whatever it is. Plus Cyber Essentials and Cyber Essentials Plus, your carbon reduction plans, your prompt payment for those of the larger organizations. Do you understand how you're going to be scored? Can you hit those quality and pricing scores you're going to need? CCS have been very, very transparent about what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be. So make sure you know what's going on there. And if you fail to apply or fail to be accepted on past iterations, do your retros now. Don't wait for the time to come out look at what you're missing and try to plug those gaps. Okay. So another quick poll then, please, Danny, if you can. Hopefully this is proving helpful. So do you have a plan in place for 2025 and a bit further beyond? So please check on the following. Yes, we're confident about our plan. We have a plan, but it needs work. We know what frameworks we want to be on, but no plan, and we don't have anything in place yet. So also, as I said, it's coming up towards time. Now we're going to go over to a quick Q&A. We'll do about 10, 15 minutes of Q&A after. So if you've got any questions, but you have to run, please put them in the question and answer, and we'll do our best to get them if you have to go. And I'm sorry we overrun. We misread the time and what we're going to be doing this time. It should have been a longer, one of our more longer ones. I've tried to get through the most important information in that half an hour though. We're still at 10%, so give it another 5 minutes, 5 seconds or so, 5 minutes, 5 seconds or so to get more people up, and then we'll see where we get to. Okay, I think we are pretty much there. Danny, do you want to just show the results of the poll, please? So show our colleagues what they're up for. So we know what frameworks we want to be on, but no plan. Pretty even spread across actually. Then we have a plan, but it needs work. Yes, we feel confident about our plan. Congratulations. Good luck with everything there. And 20% of you don't have a plan in place yet. So if you do need help or guidance on that, just give us a shout. Okay, we love sharing our knowledge and we love helping people out. So close that one down. Anyway, we'll talk quickly about how we can help. All right. So, as I said, I've said we offer a risk-free framework managed service, which means that we will get you on these or you get your money back. All right. Okay. Quite simply. Okay. You want to take the risk out. You want to put some certainty in there. Use us for your framework applications. We also offer workshop trainings about how these frameworks work. We can help you with the go-to-market assessments if you're looking to break into new areas. We have a Procurement Plus service, which is a phone a friend. You don't have to be procurement experts. That's what we're here for. So, you have a phone a friend service there, which has a whole host of other benefits, including partner level access to STOTLs, and of course, 50% of our business as well is based around 45% of our business, is based around bid support, helping people bid and win better, which is a massively growing part of it. We have a new growth engine retainer service in that, which is proving very, very popular amongst our existing clients. So, lots of ways we can help, but in terms of frameworks, if you want to take the certainty out, do so. If you are choosing providers, it's a bumpy market at the moment. Gov Data went into administration yesterday, so unfortunately, I'm sorry to hear about anyone who's at risk of losing their job there, but be very careful. There's another company, I think it's called Bramble, whose turnover's halved from 40 million to 20 million, their profits down. So there's lots of people to watch out for, okay, and be careful about. So just be really, really careful about those you're choosing. Do your due diligence, and we're able to help and advise people. If we can't help you, we can always point you in terms of people that we would trust to take that work from us. All right. So that's our services. Is our framework success? I think it speaks for itself. We know what we're doing here, and this is what we're known for: is getting people onto these things and then helping them win business out of them. Okay. If you want to find out a bit about how to, if you're newer to the market and you want to understand areas that you might be looking to fail, we've developed a tool with a lot of our advisory partners as well that we use, ex-government chief officers, to actually find out the areas that you might be weaker on and what you're good at. So really have a go, find out your viability score. I think we've done something like 300 or 400 of these so far. There's been some really good feedback given to people and lots of areas showing where you need to improve. Okay, but be honest with it as well. It's a self-selecting tool. So, be really quite harsh on yourself where you think you're at. All right. Book a free check-in with anyone from my team, with me and my team. So there's the QR there. This will also be available a bit later on. So if you want to have a quick chat with us and find out, please do so. So we are now open to questions. Danny, if you wouldn't mind, please. And we'll give it 10 minutes, then close up for 11:15.
Oh, yeah, I've had a few come through already. As Chris said, if you have any questions, do chuck them in the chat. So someone asks, what is happening with the DSP framework?
That has been merged into the Digital Outcomes and Specialists, so we'll be out at some point between April and May. So Specialist is now in lot 3 under DOS, and the programs is now the capability and whatever is at lot
2. Someone else asks, will CPRs be mandatory for all, even SMEs and sub 2 mil contracts?
Carbon reduction plans, yes. Mandatory. I think it's a very, very good idea to have. As far as I'm aware, you should be able to, we should be putting something like that in place. Maybe it's something we go away and check actually, because I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm fairly certain that you should be having that in place. It's not as bloody good. This is good business hygiene, to be honest.
Cool. Another question is, how long for these frameworks would you say it takes to complete an application in on average for these major frameworks like TS4?
Goodness. Okay. So we can only talk about how our customers have done against without us and then against with us. So we've been told that we save about 75 to 85% of our customers' time in getting things done. So I do know that with G Cloud, one of our SaaS customers on the Lot 2 ones, it took them 20 working days across the business to get G Cloud listing stuff together, and they still failed to get on. And with us, it took them 5 working days. Okay, so that's a significant amount of time saved. With regards to tech services, I think the application period's open for 2 months. You'll need to allow yourself a good 6 weeks to get that done. I know with us, we can get it done within 3 to 4 weeks. We normally allow 6 weeks to the process to do, but we can speed it up if necessary. We're not asking you to work every single day on that, by the way.
Someone else asks, an engagement event for TS4/DOS7 suggested that DOS has been pushed back slightly to minimize the overlap. Has there been any further information on DOS7 since, and when exactly we might expect it?
There is, as I said earlier, there's going to be a market engagement in March, so you should find out more then. There'll be the How to Bid one. I think you can find it on either on Tech UK's website or on Crown Commercials. So there's one in early March, and you should find out more then.
On the topic of market engagements, the question is, where is the best place to hear about market engagements and how to get involved with them, as this sometimes can be quite tricky?
Well, I think if you're a member of Tech UK, because I do a lot of market engagements through there, that's a good place to start. Otherwise, the main place will be if through registering on Find a Tender, because that's where a lot of non-Crown Commercial stuff gets advertised about market engagement. So you can register for things. Yes, you have to sift through quite a lot of rubbish because the search functionality is not that great on there. Otherwise, if you know the frameworks you're looking at, normally they will be on the CCS pipeline page, and you can sign up somewhere there for information about when those things are coming up. It's not ideally, I think it's all aiming at some point to become on Find a Tender, which is going to be called the Central Digital Platform, but that's not quite there yet. It won't be there for suppliers until the end of February, when you can start registering. But the information won't be there for months yet. I mean, it's early days. Don't expect miracles from day one.
I don't know how much we can help on this question, as it is quite specific, but I'll ask anyway, just in case there is something you know about this, Chris. Someone asks, the YPO2 framework still hasn't been awarded, and it's coming up to a year since it was published. Does this mean that the Alpha G Cloud will be pushed back?
Well, Alpha G Cloud's not happening. Okay, we had an email from them saying that it's under review, so there's going to be no further progress on that. YPO2, you're going to have to ask them, I'm afraid.
Cool. If there are any other questions, do get them in quick. Not really any other ones that have come in.
Tremendous. Okay, well, we can give people back some time then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call it there.
That would be that. Oops, here we go. So, big thank you, everybody. I hope you found this useful. If there's any feedback you have at all, normally we'd have how useful you found the webinar. We must have missed that one this time. Please do either put in the chat or email us at the details of the website at the bottom there. Just get in touch. A big thank you, a huge good luck with the year ahead. I hope you brings you success and everything. And if you need any help, you know where we are. Thank you, Danny, for all the help on this, and for everyone for getting involved. Great to see you all. Thanks ever so much.